Hello everyone, today Marlon, Leslie, and me, Heidi, are going to be presenting our element 1, talking about the reading sub skills, predicting, skimming, scanning, inferring, reading for detail. So, predicting is the first one. That means using clues before we begin reading, and also to guess what a text may be about. We have some key parts of a text, a book, a magazine, newspaper, like headlines, photos, titles, or even the name of a writer. For example, we have Stephen King, so we can predict what type of genre is going to be. So prediction help us to decide if we wish to read the whole text. According to Bell and Gower, predicting and skimming are kind of related. Skimming means reading for guests. It involves glancing through a text to get a general idea or a general understanding of the whole text or passage, doing it quickly. It focuses on the main ideas that are often found in the topic sentences. An example of skimming is when you look quickly through a book in a bookshop to decide if you want to buy it.
Okay, now let's talk about scanning. It is another reading strategy that involves moving your eyes quickly down and jumping around the page, seeking specific words and phrases. It means that it is a quick reading. Also, when you know what information you want to find, it is easier to uh, use this strategy because you are just looking for specific pieces of information. Also, when you are looking for one thing in particular, you should choose this strategy because I think that it is the most comfortable when you are looking for information and you need to get your answer quickly. Also, you need to be careful because it requires a lot of concentration in order to not lose your information. So then we have inferring. It is a comprehensive strategy that involves reading some information and using clues to give you a deeper understanding of your reading. Also, you can make your best guess. Uh, Also, it is similar to predict and it is useful to draw a conclusion. Let's see an example. The text says that Goldilocks sits in the baby's chair even though she's not a baby. So I can say that I know that baby chairs are small and not meant for big kids because they weigh too much. And something that I can infer about that is that since Goldilocks is too heavy for the baby chair, it breaks. I think that inferring is useful when you want to uh, think about or guess what a text is trying to express. Thank you.
Okay, well, here we have another reading strategy, which is reading for detail. Basically, reading for detail, or also known as careful reading, is probably one of the most used reading strategies. This is a slower reading process that starts at the beginning of a passage, or a sentence, or a paragraph, or a text, and continues to the end. And when we read for detail, we need to read each sentence, but we shouldn't try to know the specific meaning of each word. Um, if we don't know the meaning of a word, we can use or we can try to infer its meaning based on the context. For example, here we have a sentence that says, "The sunset behind the mountains." In this case, let's suppose that we don't know the meaning of sunset. In this case, we can relate sunset with the word sun. As you know, sun sun hides behind the mountain, so we can understand the meaning based on the context. In this case, sunset is something we can understand that sunset is something that the sun does behind the mountain. In this case, we can understand the meaning of unknown words. Um, so, basically, when we read for detail, we should try to understand about an 80% of the information that we read. As I said, we need to understand as much as possible when we read for detail. But if we need an answer to a particular question, we can always go back and find the answer in the text, so or in the passage. So that's all, teacher. Thank you.